So it is the route map where exactly Kudiyam Caves located from Chennai. I used the oldest map. I don't want to use Google Map. I downloaded some old map for this, providing this information. So here says it's around more than 2 lakhs years ago. There are prehistoric man, the Stone Age man, they live. And technically it's a Paleolithic or Stone Age culture. Location, it's near Pondi Reservoir. From Pondi Reservoir, it's around 12 kilometers. From Chennai, it's located around 70 kilometers. So we also found that we have a Tamil Nadu State Archaeology Department. They have a, site museum in Pundi. So most of the people doesn't know that it's India's first prehistoric site museum, which is located nearby Pundi Reservoir. Yeah, highlight of this study, this documentary, we have to thank Robert Bruce Foote. He is the person, he came from UK for the by the age of 24 to work with Geological Survey of India. Their mainstream is find out the geological resources and documented those information. But Robert Bruce Foote parallelly, it's not paid job. He was interested in our Indian prehistory. He started doing documentation from Stone Age to Iron Age. So in 1864, he documented this site, Kudiyam Caves, and he did uh, documented in Geological Survey of India memoirs. So after independence, the same department are conducting Archaeology Survey of India, the prehistory branch from Indore, Bhopal. Dr. K.D. Banerjee came here and do the excavation during 1962 to 63. And the particular documentary, we have captured the interview from former curator, State Department of Archaeology, Mr. Tulasi Raman, and Mrs. Santi Pappu, founder of Sarma Heritage Center for the Heritage Education, and Mr. T. Satyamurthy, former official ASI, and Kumaraguru, the former director of Geological Survey of India. It's audible, Srini?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So in Santi Pappu, she mentioned that from those excavation conducted by 60 to 64, 2 years they conducted the site study from ASI. From those records, she is recalling that the tools were founded from the site is around 200,000 years ago, in 2 lakhs years ago. So another point of view in this documentary, we want to know the formation of this rock shelter and the age of the rock formation. So we connected the retired person, Mr. Kumar Guru Parthasarathi, and he was so much interested on this project, and he wanted to give an interview on the site itself. So he came along with our team and gave the interview at the Kudiyam Cave site itself. And he says from his study during his service, he conducted geological study in this site. So he is the right person to tell about this rock formation ages. So he's telling that he's recorded that the stone formation of the years, the 13 crores years ago. So again, location, I already told about this locations and distance from Chennai, and what is the conservation or production we appeal for this using this documentary. And it's our profile. Even though I am from fine arts, I have friends in the film industry. So my cameraman, cinematographer from Film Institute, and we used professional music director for the background score, Mr. Rajan Mahadev, and editor G.V. Rajan, and colorist B. Ramarao. So currently, this even though it's our self-funded project, we didn't get any producer or any written commercial written from this documentary. But thanks to OTT, and currently it's available in Amazon Prime in US and UK countries. Thank you. And following that, I will screen my short version of my documentary.
Ramesh, while you're screening, there is a question actually. So,
Pardon?
while you're trying to screen, there is a question. So,
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask.
Okay.
So, how is the date? How is the dating done? How old is this site compared to other sites in India?
So initially they will found. See, if you're a common man, we could not find the different between the stone eggs or normal stones. So first of all, if we have a archaeological knowledge, so initially they will find the shape of the tool, shape of the stone. If you have a lot of multiple cut like a diamond cut, and they will or the shape of the sharp edges, initially they will find the difference between the normal stone and whether it's hand X or clavers or something. So after that, they will compare the shape with the other findings. Like for example, they will note that it's kind of Acheulean tool type. Acheulean tool type based on the French. In France, they will already they have some examples. They will compare that the tool type and the age of the tools. After that, nowadays we have a lot of scientific methods like carbon dating, and beyond the carbon dating also they have a lot of methods they are using in universities and other specific labs.
Okay, Ramesh. And how old is this compared to other sites in India?
Pardon?
How old is this site compared to other prehistoric sites in India?
Yeah, it is the oldest site. First, it is the oldest site is Athirumbakam as per study from the experts. It is initially founded by the places founded by Robert Bruce Ford. Following his study, and Sandhi Pappu and other state archaeology department, they are conducting the further excavation there. And in India, Athirumbakam site is the oldest site within India.
Gudiyam Caves, the Stone Age rock shelters of South India. The rock shelters occur in the rock massives of the Alikuli hill ranges, where Stone Age people lived many hundreds of thousands of years ago. Archaeologists call this a Paleolithic or Stone Age culture. The climb to Gudiyam rock shelter from Gudiyam village is about 140 meters high.
Now he found many prehistoric tools in the cave, and he said that these tools belong to a period called post-Acheulean to Middle Paleolithic. This is a time frame which dates back probably to around 200,000 years ago.
exclusive museum on-site prehistory was instituted in Pundi village in the year 1985 by the Tamil Nadu State Department of Archaeology to create awareness among the general public about the significance of prehistoric sites near the Pundi reservoir.
Example, we have been excavating the site of Kampakam, which is located in the foothill area, quite far, about 10 to 15 kilometers away from Gudiyam. And what we find there are very early stone tools made by prehistoric populations more than 1.5 million years.
Gudiyam Rock Shelter, such a vast and magnificent prehistoric archaeological site, cries for immediate attention for its survival. So far, it has survived the assault of nature's impulses and fury. But now, it is being slowly defaced, destroyed, and encroached.
After this Gudiyam case, I have collected a lot more information about Robert Bruce Fort, and I also made another documentary about Robert Bruce Fort because I see his dedicated work for Indian prehistory. So that's why the end of his life, he became a father of Indian prehistory. So I have collected a lot of his research works about Indian prehistory, and as well as contribution towards geological his organization, Geological Survey of India. So I made another documentary. Again, it's around half an hour documentary, and that also I'm going to. I have submitted for the Amazon Prime. It's in under process. About Robert Bruce Fort, yeah, he came to India the age of 24, and he spent around more than 40 years for his whole life. And finally, he doesn't want to go back to UK, and he was settled in Aircard in Salem. Still, we can visit the church, the Holy Trinity Church in Aircard. And through this documentary, we also found his residence in Aircard. We have captured the residence also. And I have collected a lot of his drawings. He is also artist and geologist and archaeologist. He was much interested in our Indian prehistory. The initial finding also from Pallavaram, he took the first hand axe, and that time itself he sent those artifacts, that hand axes, to London, and he wants to confirm with domain experts, the archaeologists in London, and he recorded all those evidences, all those communication in his 2 books, which is available in Chennai Museum. So, if possible, we can meet again. I am ready to share those documentary also, if time and time is available for us. That's it. Girish Gupta, thank you. What is that? Albert Lin, with help of Nat Geo, National Geography, is doing research on study lost cities. Yeah, thank you for the information. I will do the further connect with them or do the further research on that. Akshaya, what are the current steps taken by government against exploration on the rock shelter? Till now, even 3 or 4 months before I met our state archaeology department minister, Mr. Mafoi Pandirajan, I have submitted all those evidences, important, the written and ASI documents, and a copy of my documentary. He assured that he will take care of from this document, from his department, archaeology department, and he also directed to meet Mr. the respective IAS, Mr. I forget his name, Uday Chandran. So they are interested in protected this site. So now everybody knows about Kiladi, and it's in the talk of the town. But my observation is it is olden. That is the very recent. Kiladi is around 2000 years ago culture, and we have a more than that. This site should be protected by any cost. So I am following that. After that documentary, also I am following that, and I am also working on part 2. So the documentary, most of the people, it's a point of view. So that's why I included archaeology point of view, geology, and as well as the villagers point of view. In part 2, I am going to connect the DNA scientist. I already spoke with 2 DNA scientists who work for National Geography, and they are in Tamil Nadu only. And I took myself I DNA test. It's not normal DNA test. And through this DNA test, we can find our ancestry route map, and as well as um, we can also find our DNA relatives around the globe. So I am working on that, and soon I will get the find for further this part 2 PDM-based documentary. So it will be connect with the DNA science. Ending with archaeologists, these people they were hunter-gatherers. Even the age is before they used the fire. So they are if they want to eat something, they will find out some fruits or some vegetables, or sometimes they will hunt with animals. So for the purpose only, they made a first tool, that is a hand axe. It's the first invention of human life. So apart from Stone Age tools, any other artifacts were found in the site? Mr. Henry Mogan, no. Even the fact is, after 1962-64, not even they studied the site in using our latest technology. Grish Gupta is telling about the aerial radar, scanner. Yeah, we have a lot of equipments nowadays. Even remote sensing is there to find out the shelters. And if we get some human remainings like bones or teeth, we will have a proper authentic evidence. But what expert says is, due to our country climate, it's not possible. That's what they are telling. But anyway, we will get some other remaining things like the hand axe or something. Chennai itself, they found a lot of hand axes. They quoted like it's a kind of Madras axe factory. Means there are a lot of the community gathering is more, and they made a lot of hand axes through this region. So it's a technical term. Nowadays there is no any locations for that. You can visit Chennai Museum, and there is a section for prehistory, and you can see the prehistoric collections which is collected by Robert Bruce Foote, and also you can see some other replicas. It's for my personal interest, and I want to contribute and do something for the society. Yeah, even I stopped to do painting. I usually do the painting after my post graduation MFA from College of Fine Arts. But for that fund, I am using that fund for my making documentary for the historical evidences or something. But for other survival, I am doing biopic filmmaking for individuals. So recently, I did a 1 hour biopic. It's a kind of fiction, like a kind of cinema feature film. So I did a biopic for Mr. R. Sitaraman, who is CEO, Group CEO for Doha Bank, Qatar. He's born and brought up in Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu. Now he is served as a Group CEO in Qatar for Doha Bank. So the thing is, I have an advantage. One is I am fine arts background. So another one factor is I have experience of worked as a art director. So I can create a period background, period films, uh, period visuals. So I'm doing this biopic for a particular persons, not even for normally the future films or film industry doing for icons like Dhoni or A.R. Rahman. I'm doing focusing on independent achievers. So that is my one profile is biopic for R. Sitaraman that was done last year. It's kind of creating our archives, our ancestors or uh, our family members. So someone have a lot of collections or some achievements in their family. So definitely it will help for a future generation to see the in the visual media. So the personal biopic will make sense like our wedding album kind of thing. Currently, it's protected by Reserve Forest of Tamil Nadu. If you go in small groups, they will ask, they will not permit. But like if you have some DFO permission, we can visit with kind of the travel groups. They will organize the permission and everything. But individual, they will ask for the permission because, but still the villagers used to have the visit and they do some pujas there. But if you go from the other places, they will the foresters will ask the permission. Thank you, Srini. Thank you for giving the opportunity in this lockdown period. I have unlocked my old folder, and thanks to everyone to attending this session. Yeah, excited about part two, Acharya. Definitely, I'm more excited to finish my part two documentary with DNA support. And thank you all. Thank you, Keaton. Thank you, Srini.